Namaste my wolves, and welcome to another DragonVale video. And today we are going over my personal favorite money hack, which I actually devised myself, and I call it plant power. You're probably looking at this and going, how does an island with nothing but plant dragons make a lot of money? Stick with me through this video and you'll see why. Let's break it down. When are you actually going to be using this? So you're actually going to be using this while you're online mostly, but this will help with many things as well. Let's go into the pros and cons. The first pro that we have with this technique is whenever you're in an event, this will allow you to collect the event currency as quickly as possible. On all of my test accounts, I am now at the marker where I can collect all my daily event currency in about 5 minutes. So that's really helpful for when you're in a tight crunch and you just want to at least make the most out of every event. Number 2, this will make you the quickest income while you are on the game. I know 500 is not a lot per habitat, but because you get to collect these habitats every 30 to 60 seconds, you will actually be making a lot of money while you're on the game as opposed to your other habitats. And the reason why is because of the plant dragon. The plant dragon is the highest base income dragon in the game when it comes to just the basic elemental dragons. The third pro is that this is actually very easy to set up and it's very cheap as well. Each of these habitats only take 2 hours to build, and the plant dragons are very easy to breed with each other because they just take 5 seconds. So you can quickly rack up all these habitats and get your dragons started on their leveling process as soon as possible. And because of this, it makes it easier for you when you are at a high level that you don't really need as many of these habitats anymore. You can very easily get rid of these habitats and it wouldn't have cost you that much in the beginning, or you won't lose that much in the end either. And the last pro, which I think is the most important, is that for new players, this will allow you to quickly get your park going in the beginning to allow you to get to level 11 and join the events as quickly as possible and to just jumpstart your island altogether. Now let's go over the one big con for this hack. The only con that there is that these habitats will take up your maximum total habitat capacity. So in your first few levels, it may be hard to juggle the habitats that you want to keep with the plant power as well. So you may be progressing the plant power at a certain rate and it won't look like this right away. But on the bright side, you will be making a lot of money with this method, so you'll be able to build your park a little bit quicker than the normal player. But enough chit chat, let's go ahead and get right into it. And I'm going to show you in this video how to not only speed level yourself from 1 to 11, but also at the same time set up your plant power. So this is one of my test accounts. So let's go back to my home. And now that we're here, let's go ahead and build our new account. Create new park. And let's begin. And one last thing before we get started on this, there is a written version of this guide, which can be found on this Google Doc right here. And this will be in our Discord server. So if you haven't done so already, join our Discord server where there is tons of information in Google Docs, where we share breeding hints and talk after the streams, and where we just share that positivity and good vibes. Let's get right into it. And first things first, we're going to follow the tutorial. So we will be stuck, but I will show you some little hacks and tips along the way to save yourself some gems in the beginning. And also in this video, I will be spending gems here and there, and I will mark down exactly how many gems you can save, just because I do want to make this video a little bit quicker for you all. First things first, we're going to get our first dragon, which is the plant dragon. It's going to take 5 seconds. We're going to wait for it. In the meantime, we are going to build that plant habitat. Done and done. And now we're going to get that plant dragon and bring it over here. We're still following this tutorial. We're going to go quick. You can take your own time and go at your own pace. We're going to name this Flyleaf after one of my favorite bands. Beautiful. And now what we are going to do is still follow the tutorial and get that fire habitat. Now this is the part where we will wait. We're not going to spend the 1 gem because it does cost 1 gem for all the way up to an hour. So to spend it on 5 minutes is a waste. We're going to save this 1 gem and we'll be back in 5 minutes. And I also just remembered, for all of you who are diehard DragonVale players and you do want to make multiple accounts like I have, what you can do during this step is force close the app, go back inside. And what you can do here is click the cog, click switch park, and you'll be able to create a new account or go to any of your other parks. So if you want to do a speed level with multiple accounts, I think you can do 2 to 3 accounts at the same time. Alrighty, and we're done with this 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and build this fire habitat, and now it's going to ask us to get a fire dragon, which will take another 5 minutes, so we will be right back. And again, this is where you can switch from your parks and do things in your other parks in the meantime. And we're back, and if you waited these 10 minutes and didn't gem it up, I command your patience. Let's go ahead and bring this fire dragon into our island. Beautiful, and then what is it going to ask us to do? It wants us to build our first treat farm. Perfect. And we're going to grow those dragon snaps. We're always going to grow dragon snaps. Keep that in mind. 30 seconds. We will not speed this up. And while we're waiting, I do have a farming guide, which I will link in the description below, which tells you which foods are the best to grow at which levels. So go check that one out. Let's go ahead and harvest. Beautiful. Then it's going to want us to level up our fire dragon. Make sure only to get to level 2 and then get out. Up next, it's going to tell us to go to our friends, gift our friend. Next, we're going to clear this big rock. Again, 30 seconds. We won't waste the 1 gem. Let's keep saving our gems because for this guide, I will be using my gems early on, but otherwise, I would say to save your gems to add an extra nursery slot so you can have 2 eggs going instead of just 1. Alrighty, and let's clear this. Beautiful. Back to our social. We're going to get our gift back. Thank you. Next, we're going to build that breeding cave. And once we build that, we are officially out of the tutorial. But first, what we will need to do, we're going to speed this one up. This is the only thing that I would say to speed earlier on so that you can get started on the game and not have to wait the 2 hours. And there we go. It has allowed us to leave the tutorial. And we have the Entarian dragon coming up tomorrow, so that's great. Alrighty, so now that we're done, yes, express yourself and personalize your things. That is exactly what I have in my first step of the guide, is to go over here. First, we're going to edit the sign, Adea test 8. Then we are going to go to options, change our name, Adea test 8. And we get rewards for that. And then last but not least, we are going to go to invite friends, and we're going to change our friend ID as well, because this will make it easier for other players to add us. Adea test 8 change. The first time is free. The next times you will spend 5 gems. So try to get it right on the first time. Now that we've personalized our island, we're going to go over step number 2, and it's to get all our treat farms. Our treat farms are the most important thing in the game because it allows us to level up our dragons. So we need to max these out all the time. The more food you grow, the quicker you can max them out. And then once we do that, we are going to do dragon snaps on all these. Every 30 seconds, keep checking this. Next up, we're going to get our second plant dragon. So go over here, click buy egg, go to plant, look for the plant dragon, and get it in here. Beautiful. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move some things around. We're going to upgrade this to the next level. It's going to take 2 hours. We're going to let that one go. And let's go ahead and start to level up our dragons to, let's go to 4 first. See where our food is at. We have enough, so then let's go to 5. And 5 is where we will stop for these 2 dragons. We have another level, that's great. And I do want to remind you, place the dragon on the habitat before you speed up the habitat. Otherwise, you will have to gem the habitat because it will not allow you to place dragons on a habitat that is upgrading or being built. Regrow our food. And let's keep moving things around. What we want to do now is, as these dragons are making money and we're spending money on the food, we're going to start clearing some bushes out. They are the cheapest thing to clear, and we need to get some space for more habitats. So let's zoom in and try to get all of these bushes. Since we're right here, get ready, restart the food. Alright, a few more here. And it's okay that these are kind of scattered everywhere. And also do keep in mind that whenever you see that chest pop up on the plant habitat, collect that. If it's not for the plant habitats, this guide will not be worth it. So let's get our food going again. Start clearing some of these spaces out. We're getting achievements left and right. We love it, we love it. Beautiful. So now let's see where we can move some things around to where we can have some more space. So let's see if we can move this island. Not yet. So then what we will do right now, now that we've cleared up this area, let's go ahead and get our other plant habitats. Right now we have a maximum of 8 habitats we can have. We're going to get 2 habitats and speed these up. There's 1. There's 2. Speed up. Speed up. And now what we're going to do, after we restart our food and collect our gold, we're going to go in here, we're going to get these 2 and breed them. We're going to do this until we have filled up both of these plant habitats. So 8 total plant dragons. And what I like to do, get this one to go back to the nursery, place this on, go back to the breeding cave, go back to the nursery. There we go. Again, as soon as you see the food, regrow it. Let's move this a little bit more. Can we move it out of the way? No? Okay. We're just going to have to try to get around it. I do know it is a little bit difficult in the beginning because it does feel so crowded, but just know that in the next few minutes we will be clearing all of this out, so don't worry. Get ready for the food. And I believe we only have 2 more left to do. And then 1 more after this, so that one is breeding. This one has hatched. And that one is done breeding. So now once this is hatched and we have all of our plant habitats together, we now have 3 plant habitats going for money. So now that we have our plant habitats, what we're going to do is we're going to level all of these plant dragons to level 5 as well, but we're going to do this in increments. So first we're going to do all the level 1s to level 2, then all the levels 2 to level 3, and so on and so forth. And as we're doing this, we now want to pay attention to all 3 of our plant habitats, as they will all be giving us income pretty regularly. And as we're doing this, we're going to little by little start clearing out some of the small trees. Just these, they're only 100, so maybe each time you grow your food, do like 1 or 2. Let's see how well we do with this. So we've got 1 going right now. We're going to collect that. We do have some food, so let's go ahead and start going with our level 2s. I'm going to do 1 from this side and then 1 from the other, so everything's a little bit more equal. And we're done with that, so we are stuck right there. Our food is about to be done. Regrow. And we're starting to collect from all these habitats now. So now we're going to go back to this one, bring it to level, and we can't do that, so we're just going to wait a little bit. And in the meantime, we have this other tree that we can get to. Let's do a few more. Let's do 4 this time around. You do want to pay attention to your money and your food. So you want to pay attention to your food for leveling up your plant dragons and your money so that you don't fall below, I would say, about 600. So keep an eye out for that. And we see that now we spent the 200 and we got 208 from one of our habitats. So we're starting to see the rise of money versus how much we're spending. So that's good. There's another 88, another 197. There's our food ready. Now we should have another 40 to level up another one of our plants. And since we're over 1,000 now, let's go ahead and spend another 100 on one of these trees, and let's see, let's do this one as well. Why not? And since we've hit one of the slower parts of this guide, I'm going to go ahead and speed this video up to get to the next part. So pay attention and we'll be going very fast. Alrighty, and we're starting to get towards the next area of our steps. So what I will go ahead and do is I'm going to regrow this food one more time. And now let's start moving some things around because we have opened up quite a bit of this area. So we can put, this fits perfectly right there. And now we have all of our habitats together, so we don't really have to worry about moving things around, trying to avoid certain things. So let's go ahead and bring you here. Now we are going to save up for 2 more plant habitats. We're only at 1,000 gold right now, so we're going to keep regrowing food because we still want to grow food no matter what, but we're not going to clear anything for just a little while longer. And a bonus tip, you can check your fire habitat from time to time and see that there will be some gold here for you. Clear some of these areas out. And since we got that achievement, we are now able to purchase those 2 plant habitats. So we got the food to regrow. Let's go ahead and get our plant habitat here. There's 1. And then number 2. Now this will make us broke, so let's be mindful of what we're going to be spending everything on now. Speed up the habitat, speed up the habitat, go back, start getting more plant dragons, collect from our habitats, and keep regrowing the food. So now we are doing those 3 things at once. We are putting new plant dragons in our habitats, we are regrowing our food, and we are collecting our habitats all at once. Okay, and here's our last plant dragon finishing up. And now I know that we have our other plant dragons at level 3, but what we're going to do is we're going to catch these up first. So we'll bring them all up to level 3. Starting off at level 1 like we did before. And since we hit level 9, let's go ahead. We're going to clear this off. Clear these 2 off. So we have everybody level 2. Let's go ahead and start doing it all to level 3. Alrighty, and we're a little bit over 1,000 plus the 200 it's going to cost us to regrow the food. So what we're going to do is let's get another plant habitat in here. I'm going to speed it up as well. And if you were paying attention, I did start breeding 2 of my plant dragons already, just to save some time. And see, we had just enough to cover the food. And there's our 4th one. And now that we have our next plant habitat here all filled up, we're going to do the same thing again, and I'll be right back at the next part. Alright, and you probably guessed what's coming next. We're getting another plant habitat in here. As if we didn't have enough. The answer is we never have enough. Next, let's get all our gold over here. And since we have 2,000 now, we're definitely going to clear a lot at the same time. So let's get all these small trees out. All the small trees. Okay, and we finished all the small trees with a good amount of gold to spare. So what I like to do next for the beginning is I like to get rid of the small rocks. We'll do these 2 first because this is where we would put all our farms. And we don't have enough now, so we're just going to relax and keep going back to what we were doing, leveling up all our dragons. And here's a bonus tip. While we're doing all of this, you can also get 2 of your plant dragons to keep breeding with each other and sell those eggs just to make a little bit of extra currency. Because while 2 of the plant dragons make 100 a minute, it only takes a total of about 10 seconds to keep building new dragons, so you'll end up making more. And keep clearing all those small rocks while you're at this. Alrighty, so now we have a little bit more breathing room with our cash flow. So we're going to collect everything real quick, and then we're going to go for some other achievements. So we have they were all yellow, flowers are pretty, and it's getting hot in here. Those are the 3 achievements that are very easy to get early on, and we can get those knocked out. So first off, it's yellow. We're going to get, actually, where is it? Flower box. So there's the first one, flower box. Once we get that, there we go. Normally I would be sharing this, but there is a bug going on with the game, so we can't get that extra gem, unfortunately. Hopefully they fix it soon, but that is how you do these achievements and get those extra gems. And what you can do also, you can sell this right back and you still got the achievement. Let's do that with they were all yellow. Purchase it. We would have gotten that extra gem, but we can't. Sell it back. And next up, let there be light. Got that. Again, I would share it, but we can't. Sell it back. And what do we have left? It's getting hot in here. Let's go ahead and do it. So we can place this over here. Perfect. And we're going to let that go. We don't want to speed this up. Alrighty, and then what is next on our list? Paving the way. So we're going to do the 51 because it's the cheapest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we got that achievement. Again, you would get that extra gem. Let's clear all the paths and get our money back. And now we actually got a little jump of food because of all that. So let's make sure everybody's level 3. Level 3. We've got 1 over here. None over here. And we're missing 3 over here. Perfect. So now we have everybody at level 3. Let's get everybody to level 4. And now we can definitely start getting a little bit more crazy and wild with our gold. Let's start clearing off some of these big trees. And I know I organized this a little bit quickly because this video was sped up, but now we have all that we need right next to each other. We have the breeding cave, we have the nursery, we have the farm, and we have all our habitats so we can see when they are ready to be collected. And we can keep cycling through this and keep clearing the rest of our island, and that is what we will do. So let me speed this up again, and I will see you when the island is all cleared. Alrighty, and we only have 2 of these regular rocks left. So what we will do is now, instead of doing 2 plant dragons, we're going to do one of the plant dragons with this fire dragon. So let's level this fire dragon up to level 4 so that it can breed. Okay, level 4. So now let's take our flyleaf and smog, and we're going to breed them together. We're either going to get 30 minutes or an hour, and this will allow us to finish up our plant power. And while these dragons are breeding, we're just going to continue just focusing on getting our gold, regrowing our food, and getting ourselves to level 11 little by little as we do this. Alrighty, and that is our last small rock that we needed to remove here. So all we have left are the big stones, which do cost 10,000, so we won't be doing those right away. We'll get rid of them on day 2. And what we can do now with our leftover gold is let's build an earth habitat for afterwards. The reason why we want to build the habitat first, the habitat requires 3 hours, the earth dragon requires 2. So I just pulled this back up, and we do have the one big happy family now, so let's see if we can get that, because it didn't want to give this to us earlier. So let's see if we just name one more, if it'll give it to us. No? Let's try this. There we go. It finally gave it to us. So we got the 10 dragon names, we got the 2,000 food. Now we can do some big moves. Start off with our plant dragons and get them all to level 4. Always regrow the food. Okay, those are all 4. Looks like we may be done with all these. Perfect. So now let's get them to 5. First things first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then let's go to this one. Go back to our food. On to the next one. Now we're actually starting to see some big moves in our green level bar at the top. And this is where we stop until we do this. Beautiful. And now we're back on the grind. Let's check to see if there's any easy achievements we can do. Build the Coliseum will be one of them. Collect 7,500 gold from fire habitats will be another one. Up the ante, we won't do that just yet. And that is it for now. So we just need to get the dragon cash. And that is all. So we probably won't get that until tomorrow. And our dragon is ready, so let's bring him into here. Beautiful. So now he's making some gold. And now, for the sake of this video, I will be speeding up this breeding cave. So let's go ahead and speed this up for 1 gem, get that flower dragon, and let's go ahead and speed this up for 1 gem as well and hatch it. And we got some nice gems there. And now what I will continue to do is let's get our plant dragons to come back, and we're going to speed this up a little bit quicker. And it has been 2 hours since we started upgrading our plant habitat, the first one that we had, so now we can fill that one up and we can start leveling up these 2 to catch up. So we'll be doing that, and I'll come back when we're just about to level. Alright my friends, welcome back, and we are reaching the end of this guide. So, we have been going back and forth on leveling up our dragons. Took a while to get from 9 to 11, that is the hardest part, but it's a nice slow gradual climb, and we should be able to get it with this next food right here. So what we will do is we will reset that food just in case we don't reach it. We're going to keep setting our plant dragons because why not? And let's see. So we're on this habitat now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I had a feeling we were going to be just barely close. So let's keep at this. But with this next round, we should be able to do it. So let's do a little recap on everything we were able to get so far. All except for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of our dragons to level 5 before we got to level 11 ourselves. And we should have enough now to get the level. So let's go ahead and do it. We won't wait for the extra 80 food. So let's do it. Boom. And we are level 11. So now the game will restart and we are able to enter the current event that is going on. And we are here. I will quickly go through this and not bore you with it. So let's just do that, that, get out. Get out. Eggy Hatchie is back. Cool. Then we go back over here, go to help. Give us our roses, and we are on our way. And now it's telling us to do the summoning circle, which I, to be honest, never use this. It's all luck, and it does not work for me. I will go through this as quickly as I can. And let's reset this for good measure. And there we have it, my friends. So we are level 11, we are in the event, and we have our plant power that has been started with 7 habitats. When your plant power island is looking like it is on one of my other accounts, you will be able to see that there are 35 maximum plant habitats that you can get on there, which means each time you collect those plant habitats, you'll be able to get a maximum of 17,500 gold, as well as the currency for the event. So like here, you'll see how quickly we can get those currencies just in a few seconds. I'll show you through here. And then what I will go ahead and do is I'll show you through one of my other accounts how it works as well. So you see it took a little bit, it's taken a little bit of time because we don't have that many and they're only level 5. What I do suggest for the plant power is that you get your dragons at least to level 9 or 11. That's when it's really going to show some rewards. In the meantime, we see how long it is taking for us to see those chests over those trees one more time. And we should be able to get another treat farm as well, because we are level 11 now. And there we go. And there's our second round of collecting the event currency. Let me show you real quick what it looks like on one of my other accounts, and then we'll come back to this account and finish off this video. So, we are on White Wolf Adea 3, and this is how quickly we can gather currency on these kind of islands. And that right there was roughly 33 plant habitats, so that was 16,500, and we did get about 2 currencies per, so roughly 60 or so event currency, and you cap out either at 500 or 1,000 depending on what type of day it is, if it's a ×1 or ×2. So you will see that you can get to the 500 or 1,000 very quickly with this method. And also you can get your Taishen coins quickly with this as well. And the quicker you finish everything in the game, the quicker you can relax. Alright, and we are back onto this account. So we ended up with 91,000 gold, which is insane for your first day. Trust me, I've done many accounts, and the most I've ever gotten on a first day was 40,000 or 50,000, and that was using the plant power method. So doing it this time around, we were able to get 91,000. We were able to honestly clear all of the stones on the first day, which is an insane thing to do because it really takes up a lot of space when you only have one island. It's tough. And then also what we're going to do to end off this day is we're going to go to the buildings and we're going to get that Coliseum right away. If it can hopefully fit And since it can't fit, instead of doing the Colosseum, what we want to do is try to get that island. Can we get the extra island or no? We need 75,000, unfortunately. Can we quickly reach that 75,000? We will be able to reach that in a few minutes, so we could continue to do that and build that second island on our first day. So on our first day, we were able to clear everything off the first island, get about 1/5 of our plant power set up, and also get our second island ready to be built so that we can have more space to put the Colosseum and other buildings. And there we have it, my friends. Thank you for tuning in to my plant power guide money hack for DragonVale. I hope this video helps, and I hope that you have great use for it for the upcoming events. If you haven't done so already, join us on the Discord server, which I will link in the description below, where we share breeding hints, talk after the stream, have a bunch of Google Docs with tons of information, share our friend ideas to breed with as many dragons as possible, and just overall share that positivity and good vibes. Twitch link also below, where we stream meditation and gaming every day of the week. And as always, it has been a pleasure. I will see you in the next video. Namaste.